For the second consecutive year, WWE has made the bold call to have a Saturday night's main event special just 7 days before the annual Royal Rumble match. The logic of WWE doing this is kind of unknown, but at least WWE has inserted a number of high-stakes matches, and one of them has significant implications for the Rumble itself next weekend. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at all the winners and losers, as well as some last-minute rumors for Saturday night's main event. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Our first match looks at Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. A Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu marks a first-time ever match for WWE. That's right, these two names have never gone one-on-one, and it creates a unique dynamic, as both men are popular babyfaces, meaning the dynamic of the crowd should be interesting to say the very least. Now, the feud haphazardly began after Fatu inadvertently cost Rhodes the WWE title, and Rhodes has looked for vengeance on Fatu ever since. Fatu is still trying to identify who took him out of action, and although he firmly believes that Drew McIntyre is the man responsible, he has a quick detour in his quest for revenge in the form of the American Nightmare. Now, this match is a difficult one to call. On one hand, you have Rhodes. Rhodes has just lost the WWE title, but he remains as the face of the WWE. WWE will want to keep him strong at all costs, but does him defeating Fatu hinder Fatu's credibility? Rhodes is also declared for the Royal Rumble, and he's likely to be one of the firm favourites to win the match, and we can virtually guarantee that he will be in the Final Four. When it comes to Fatu, he's just returned to the company, so if he loses clean already to Rhodes, does this impact his standing, especially as one of the top babyfaces on the SmackDown brand? It's an incredibly difficult match to predict, and when this type of booking hurdle presents itself, WWE may look for an easy option and just declare a no contest. Both men could be counted out, and due to this not being a PLE, it's not like WWE will receive mass outrage. Another option is that McIntyre makes his presence felt in the match, and that leads to either man winning or a no contest ensues. McIntyre has made it clear that he wants Rhodes' soul, so what if McIntyre helps Rhodes win and this creates an inner conflict within Rhodes? This could be a smart storytelling choice. It was reported last week that WWE is considering Rhodes versus Fatu versus McIntyre for WrestleMania, and if McIntyre does indeed interfere in the match, then this report certainly has some merit. A wild approach WWE could take could be to reveal who attacked Fatu in the match. Whilst Fatu believes it was McIntyre, fans are convinced it was Randy Orton. Imagine if Orton makes his presence felt in the match, opening the door for a feud between Fatu and Orton. But our prediction for this match? It's a no contest. Next up is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Judgment Day for the women's tag team titles. The popular tag team of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have only held the women's tag titles for a few weeks now, so logic would suggest that they don't drop the tag titles soon. The team is incredibly popular with fans, and the duo's debut shirt was one of the fastest selling shirts on WWE Shop in recent memory. Giving them a brief reign may upset fans, that's unless both women have something bigger in store for WrestleMania. It's been speculated that WWE may be delivering a Ripley vs Sky match at WrestleMania, and naturally, this has drawn comparisons to the Eddie Guerrero vs Rey Mysterio match from WrestleMania 21. For this to occur, both women don't necessarily have to be active champions. With how much effort WWE has put into the tag titles over the past few months, it would be a shame if the titles aren't defended on the grand stage. When it comes to the Judgment Day, one of the members of the tag team, Liv Morgan, is one of the favorites to win the Women's Royal Rumble next week, and this will likely influence if the team wins the match. If Morgan is planned to win the Rumble, then we should expect Roxanne Perez to take the pinfall loss, and it'll be interesting to see how WWE handles the finish of the match. Our prediction for this match, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky retain. Next up is Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest for the #1 contendership of the WWE Undisputed Championship. The WWE will decide a new #1 contender for the WWE title at Saturday night's main event, and the winner of the Fatal 4-Way will meet Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble next weekend. The WWE has 4 names in the running, and it's worth breaking down the chances of each man winning the match. The first is Trick Williams. Williams has been incredibly impressive since being called up to SmackDown. To say that he's connected with the live crowd would be a total understatement, and it'd be a shock if he isn't in the running for the Money in the Bank briefcase in September. However, this is without a doubt too soon for Williams to receive a WWE title match, and the heel versus heel dynamic with McIntyre would be an odd fit for a WWE title program on a Big 4 PLE. But what about Damian Priest? Priest and McIntyre have a ton of history, and due to the WWE title match only receiving one episode of TV to build it, it's likely that WWE goes with a name that McIntyre already has issues with. Priest is probably the least popular option when it comes to the 4 names involved, but Priest is a reliable, dependable talent that WWE may just call on to put McIntyre over at the Rumble itself. The primary concern is that fans were sick of his feud in 2025, and some even say it damaged McIntyre's legitimacy. It may not be in WWE's best interest to kick off McIntyre's reign as WWE Champion by revisiting such a poorly received rivalry. But what about Orton? WWE has heavily teased Orton vs McIntyre on the road to Saturday night's main event, and due to Orton being insanely popular in Saudi Arabia, it's not out of the question to see Orton win. WWE has done Orton vs McIntyre a handful of times last year, so it's not the most compelling match to book at the Royal Rumble itself. However, it's a solid option as it would give McIntyre a credible name to defeat on a Big 4 PLE. And we got Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the undisputed favourite to win the Fatal 4-Way match. Zayn challenging for the WWE title in Saudi seems like a no-brainer, and WWE would be silly if they don't follow this up. There were even rumours that Zayn was going to be one of the favourites to win the Rumble this year, but the Rumble is completely stacked, so it's unclear if it's planned. One thing's for sure is that Zayn and McIntyre have fantastic chemistry, and them having a big match on a grand stage for the title could easily lead to a Match of the Year contender. Our final prediction, Sami Zayn becomes the #1 contender for the WWE Undisputed Championship and will meet Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Well, those are some predictions. What about some last minute rumours? As number 1, Roman Reigns returns. It was reported last year that Roman Reigns would return on the road to the Rumble. So far this hasn't happened, but it's possible that WWE delivers Reigns' return at Saturday night's main event. WWE has a very limited card for the show, and there's plenty of time for a promo segment in which Reigns could declare himself for the annual matchup. Number 2, Oba Femi debuts. WWE has been heavily teasing the arrival of Oba Femi for weeks. And now that Femi is pre-advertised for the Royal Rumble next week, does Femi formally debut at Saturday night's main event? It would certainly be a statement if Femi attacks a wrestler on the show, or even just cuts a simple promo when he declares for the Rumble match. Number 3, Brock Lesnar returns. Brock Lesnar has been heavily advertised in advance for the Royal Rumble this year. Does this mean that WWE saves his return for the show itself? Well, it's possible, however it would be an exciting way to make the Saturday night's main event special must-see by having Lesnar make a surprise appearance. Number 4, Stephanie vacates. Stephanie Vaquer is currently out of action with an injury, and a planned match versus Raquel Rodriguez has been delayed indefinitely. Now there have been reports that WWE has no plans for Vaquer to vacate the title anytime soon, but we are entering WrestleMania season and there needs to be a world champion on the show in some capacity. If Vaquer's injury is severe, then it may be in WWE's best interest for her to vacate the world title and take some time away from WWE programming while she heals up. This could occur in a segment on Saturday night's main event, and if WWE wanted to spice up the Rumble match itself, they could even declare that the Women's Rumble this year is for the vacant Women's World title. That wouldn't be the first time in which the Rumble has been for the world title, and it'd be a compelling way to separate the 2 Rumble matches and make them unique. And Chris Jericho returns. But when the Royal Rumble was announced for Saudi Arabia, numerous outlets reported that WWE is going to struggle to fly in surprises for the show without them being seen. This then led to follow-up reports that suggested that WWE may have big returns take place on Saturday night's main event instead, and this would lead to buzz heading into the Rumble itself. Chris Jericho is a name that is heavily rumored to return at the Rumble, and WWE having Jericho return on Saturday night's main event would be a bold yet exciting way to drum up some hype for the Rumble itself. The issue WWE could encounter is that the fans may label the return as underwhelming, as there's no bigger return than at the Rumble itself, and there is a risk that Jericho returning on a glorified TV special could fall extremely flat. One option WWE could utilize could be to have Jericho's return teased for the Rumble on the show. WWE could deliver a 7-day countdown. Who knows, WWE could even do a throwback moment of having The Rock make some sort of special appearance on the show to hype up the Rumble, and then all of a sudden, a countdown comes on screen, pretty similar to the moment that they had during the Attitude Era when Jericho debuted on Raw. Everyone will know what the countdown was referencing and teasing. But there you have it, folks. Our look at all the winners and losers for Saturday night's main event, along with some last minute rumors. What do you think is going to happen at Saturday night's main event? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.